Hi Gemini, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your weekly reading for June. Hope everybody's well. I am going to take a quick second, Gemini, to remind you that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every single Gemini out there, so take what resonates for you, leave the rest for someone else. Keep in mind that the energies can reverse, so if it is resonating, get in where you fit in. And as always, Gemini, please don't force yourself into a reading that's not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Gemini? Gemini. All right, Gemini, you are starting out with the Eight of Pentacles. You have the Strength card and you have the Death card in reverse. So it could be that something has ended here, but you're still emotionally attached to it. You don't feel like things are completely over. I do feel like you have a very strong attachment to somebody and you're looking at all the angles. You're looking at everything that has occurred between you and this person. I'm also seeing that you're putting a lot of your energy right now into work. And I feel like for some of you, you may know this person through work. So let's see who's in your energy. Because this is a connection. I feel like even though there's been some kind of an ending here, you just feel like it's not over. And you're willing to put the work and effort into the connection. Oh, the Emperor. You could be dealing with an Aries. The King of Wands. And the Knight of Pentacles. So this person could be, they could be a business owner. I'm getting a lot of entrepreneurial type of energy here. They could also be maybe a high-level manager. Regardless, this is somebody who's used to running things. This is somebody who speaks and people listen. They do what they're, what this person tells them to do. I do feel like this is somebody who has a lot of really good ideas too, especially with regard to work. And I feel like you recognize that. Like there's almost this energy of collaboration with this person in some manner. I do feel like this is somebody who is looking at you a little lustfully, if I'm being completely honest. You could be dealing with a very strong Aries, but possibly a Leo or a Sagittarius as well. They're definitely looking at you very lustfully. This person is very attractive, very confident type of individual. And I feel like this person does get a lot of how do I word, attention. They get a lot of attention. Now, with regard to this connection here, this person is moving very slow, but very steady. So let me see the energy between Gemini and this person. The World. Yeah, I was told to take them. Okay, so that's different. The Fool. And Judgment. All right. So there's a lot of energy between the two of you, which normally I'm not, if there's more than one card, more than two, I don't generally take it, but I was told to. What's lying at the center of this is you're thinking about taking a leap of faith with this person. If this is someone from your past, this would be a reconciliation. And you're thinking about working things out with them. It's risky. You see it as risky, though, because you've really looked at this. If this is somebody new, I do feel like this is a judgment call. Now, in this person's energy, there's something here that is ending. It's almost like there might be a contract between you and this person for somebody out there. Of course, not everybody. And that contract could be ending, and this person might be trying to slow things down in order to keep you in their energy. I see that for somebody out there. Like this person's a contract worker, and they're moving very slow with something here because they're wanting to stay in your energy. For others, this person, if this is a person from your past, Gemini, They want to wrap up a cycle here that's been between the two of you. I think they'll take the initiative to do it as well. They want to start a new cycle. And I do feel like they want to work things out. You see it as risky though. So let me see what's affecting the connection. Show me what's affecting this connection for Gemini. Five of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, you went through it. You both did. You both went through a lot of anxiety, depression, maybe some regrets, but you feel that this is a strong connection. I feel like you have a very calming effect on this person. I really do. So I feel like you both are feeling that there is still love here, or there is a possibility for love if this is a new person, but it would be a judgment call in that case, actually in both cases. But I'm telling you, Gemini, this person is looking at you like they want to eat you up. Let me see, and not in a bad way. Let me see the outcome. Show me the outcome for Gemini. The Two of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. Oh boy. Oh boy. So you still have feelings for this person, Gemini, and I feel like you left the door open. You were trying to keep the door open, hoping that this person would come back in, and they are slowly moving towards you with the Ace of Wands in a very sexual manner. I just want you to be aware of that. That's like, you've kind of left the door open. You don't feel like it's a completion. There's an ending that happened, but you're still emotionally attached. And I do feel like, you know, this person's coming in. They're coming in for this new beginning. And for a lot of you, this is very sexual energy. So just be aware of that. So bottom of the deck is the Five of Pentacles. This is underlying energy. And it does tell me that at some point, one or both of you felt a deep sense of loss. There was a sense of rejection or abandonment that's underlying this. So let's clarify. Spirit, why is the Eight of Pentacles here? Why is the Eight of Pentacles here? There's that Ace of Wands. That's in the outcome. We have the Four of Cups and we have the Star card. So I feel like there's a lot of passion here. I'm also feeling like you're trying to learn lessons from the past. You've been doing a lot of healing, but ultimately I feel like you want to take a risk with this person. And I'm definitely feeling like there's going to be a physical, you know, like a physical connection by the end of the week. Let me see why the Strength card is here. I do feel like you kind of think about this person a lot. There was likely a highly sexual connection between you and them. Queen of Cups reversed and the Judgment in reverse. So I'm looking at this and I feel like you've been very strong through this situation. Like I said, it's probably, you felt very rejected by this person. And as a result, I do feel like you kind of closed your heart a little bit. You're not giving your emotions to this person currently. And I feel like you may have even felt like the two of you would never come back together. There was just no possibility of the two of you ever coming back together. And yet you had these strong feelings for them. I feel like at some point you were very nurturing to this person, and it's like you kind of calmed them in some sense. But currently, I don't see you giving to the connection. You just don't think it's a good idea. Why is the Death card here in reverse for Gemini? Oh, hold on. Why is the Death card in reverse for Gemini? All right, so we have the Queen of Pentacles reversed, Page of Pentacles reversed, and the Eight of Swords. Okay, so there's something here that's unfinished, all right? I see that you have experienced a deep sense of loss. I also feel like you may feel, you're wondering, I should put it that way, You're wondering if this person has ended something elsewhere. There's something to do with not having anything to offer you. Does this person even have anything to offer you? I'm also seeing that for some of you, this person could have been involved elsewhere, and you're wondering, has this person ended that? At this point, I would have to say not currently, because the Emperor is in the upright. So you're up in your head about this. You're up in your head trying to make a decision. I feel like you have an unopened, or not unopened, but an open door. Like you haven't fully closed the door on this person, but I also feel like there's things that you are recognizing caused a lot of pain or caused a lot of hurt for you. And so you're really trying to think, you know, you're emotionally involved though. So even though there's been an ending, likely because of a third party, I feel that you're wondering, should you let that person back in, basically. Let's look at their energy. Show me the Emperor. Why is the Emperor here for the person in Gemini's energy? All right. 3 of Coins. Yeah, so again, there's some sort of a work connection or a, I don't know, something to do with work. And we have the 5 of Swords reversed. So this person's trying to avoid fights and arguments. I do feel like there is something to do possibly with a contract for some of you. And I feel like this person is, somehow it may affect, this relationship may affect their work. So that's why they're avoiding conflict. It doesn't even look like it's you they're avoiding conflict with. It's something to do with work or possibly another contract, so possibly another relationship. This person is very avoidant of conflict though. Let me see why the King of Wands is here. They could be in an established foundation, another relationship of some sort, and they're avoiding conflict. All right, we have the 10 of Cups, the Knight of Swords. Wow. So this person's going to approach you. They feel like there's still an opportunity for this relationship. They're looking at you very lustfully, and basically they're going to approach you and say, hey, you know, you make me happy. I want to spend time with you. You know, Knight of Swords, it's likely to be something really impulsive as well. Particularly during a period of time when they may be like, you know, sitting around thinking about the past, feeling some regrets for the way things have gone between the two of you. Looking at pictures, looking at old texts, perhaps. And I see this person impulsively reaching out to you. So let me see why the Knight of Pentacles is here. Four of Wands, Hierophant reversed, and the 8 of Cups. Yeah, the reason this person has been moving so slowly is because they're involved in another relationship. They're either married or in a deep, in a long-term connection. And I don't feel like they're happy in that connection. I feel like they want to end that, but they are very confused about how to go about doing that. They are looking at options. On how to end that connection. However, here's the thing, Gemini, I'd be very careful about is that they have the Ace of Wands here connected to the 7 of Cups, which indicates that, you know, they might be viewing you as an option. So just be very careful here because they're still showing up with the 4 of Wands in the upright. Three of coins is here. Emperor is here. So they're still involved in another connection. Yeah. So be very careful with that. Could be dealing with a Taurus. Let me look at the energy between you and this person. Yeah, Five of Pentacles reverse. Your underlying energy is the Five of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Wands. Okay, be careful. Be careful, careful, Gemini, because what I'm seeing here is that it's going to be a judgment call. This person's going to come back in wanting a reconciliation. And I feel like you're going to be so overjoyed that this person is coming back in, because they've been ignoring you, it looks like. And I do feel like you're going to be like so happy about that, that you're just going to jump right into this, even though you may feel like this person is a bit of a player, because I see that in your energy, but you're just so happy to hear from them again. And I do see them bringing you in as a third party. Yeah, so be careful about that. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. Let's see what's affecting the connection. Page of Swords and the Fool in reverse. So you've been kind of doing some spying. You've been, checking up on this person. I feel like you do have deep feelings, but you've been keeping those feelings to yourself. And you felt like there was just no opportunity for this to ever come back together, even though you felt like, there was a love here. There could be some regrets for things done in the past, but I definitely see some spying energy. So it's going to be a shock and a surprise for you when this person comes in, because with the Fool in reverse, you're feeling like this person is not, they're not going to take that risk. They're not going to come towards you. Now this person in their energy, I feel like this person is very fear-based. Yeah, they're very fear-based, but they have regrets here. And I do feel like they are going to come in very impulsively, and, they're going to override that fear. Yeah, let me look at your outcome. My goodness. Because I can tell from your cards, you don't believe this is ever going to happen. Like, I can literally see some of you guys sitting there saying, yeah, when this will happen when, toads fly. But I'm telling you, it's going to be an impulsive thing. Let me see the outcome. Show me the outcome for Gemini. King of Cups reversed. Page of Wands reversed. And the Page of Cups reversed. A lot of immature energy on this person's side. I do feel like you're gonna try to decide whether it's gonna put you up in your head. You're trying to decide if if you should sleep with this person, to put it bluntly. You're wondering if this person has any feelings and emotions for you. You're wondering if this person is a karmic connection. There's a sense of wondering, have they come out of this other relationship? Are they going to offer you anything? So it's going to stir up a lot of stuff for you here, Gemini. It really is. You're dealing with somebody who can be very immature at times. And I also feel like you're dealing with somebody who, doesn't know how to express their feelings, their passions. They can be very immature. In fact, this person, when they don't get their way or they're in a fear state, they throw tantrums here. But they are definitely coming in. The problem is that they're not coming in with love. They're coming in, viewing you as an option and with a lot of passion. They know that you want them to end something elsewhere, but they're not doing that. And so they're not coming in very truthfully either. And there is this energy here that you're not being very truthful with yourself either. So this is going to stir up a lot for you, Gemini, but you can definitely expect this person to come in. I just don't know if it's going to lead to the outcome that you want. Yeah, look at that. Bottom of the deck is the Seven of Swords. So there's deceit here. There's energy of things being lying, cheating, stealing kind of energy. So just be very careful here. All right. I'm going to pull an oracle, pulling for Gemini. Let's see, Gemini. You have number 33. Give me just a moment, and I will read that for you. All right, so this is patience and waiting for the right moment. It says, time is but the stream I go a-fishing in. I drink at it, but while I drink, I see the sandy bottom and detect how shallow it is. Its thin current slides away, but eternity remains. A ballerina casts a golden line and lure with which to capture a desired goal or item. The process is calm and planned, the pace leisurely. There is no rush nor looming deadline. She will know when the right time has come and the moment is appropriate. A kingfisher, a harbinger of tranquility, accompanies her, and together they will wait. Despite the desire for results, some occasions or decisions simply should not be rushed. We should approach either with caution or restraint, waiting for the opportune moment. We must also be wary of being too indulgent and devoting too much time waiting for some imagined perfect moment, person, or thing. Worthy opportunities may be lost if they are overlooked in anticipation of some intangible, better option to arrive. All right. Well, Gemini, this is quite a reading. Just be careful out there. All right. I hope that this has been helpful for you, though, to see the energies that are at play here. If you have resonated with this, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe. And until I see you in your next reading, Gemini, namaste.